Whoo-wee. All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everybody doing today? You know, it appears to be a little bit overcast, but it's warm. I don't know if this is smog or fog, from the bay or something, but it's warm. It's about 75 degrees, and it looks like a crappy day, but it's actually a pleasant day, a great day to get out for a walk. And hopefully all of you are taking time out of your busy lifestyles to get in some much needed exercise. You know, exercise has many, many benefits besides staying, fit. It keeps you healthy in other ways. It kicks in those endorphins, which are known as the feel-good hormone. And that's one of the main reasons why I exercise almost daily, if not daily. Number one, I want to stay healthy and fit. I'm 48 years old, and, I want to live as long as possible. But it also makes me feel good. And Coach J-Rom's in the house. Welcome to the show, Coach J-Rom. I appreciate you sharing your stats when you get on the treadmill, I believe, every day for 45 minutes. It makes you feel good. It not only burns 300 plus calories and kicks in your body into fat burning mode, it also feels good. You feel real good after you're done with that workout. That's the best part of it. You feel energized. You feel happy. You feel like you want to go and tackle everything head on with positive vibes, right? I love exercise, says Coach J-Rom. Anna's here, Anna Ram. My lord at Coach J-Rom. Time for a change. Hello, everyone. Hello, time for a change. Sock account. Keep an eye on time for a change, please. Moderators, you know how to handle that. For now, you haven't violated any of my rules. Time for a change. So, you can stick around until you violate the rules. I come in peace. Well, who are you? Time for a change. If you come in peace, why don't you identify yourself? Because certain people are not welcome here, and I'd like for you to identify yourself, or we will just go ahead and remove you based on what you've already said. You said you come in peace, so obviously you're not here in peace. You're here to do the opposite. Dusty's girl, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Let me wait a second here. There's a gentleman walking on the other side of the trail. I'm dipping my toes in the water first, if you don't mind. Actually, I do mind, because I'm here for positive vibes. I'm here for no drama. And if you're not able to tell me who you are because you fear repercussions from other people on this platform, then you're at the wrong place, because we don't hide in plain sight here. Now, I understand you want to protect your identity, but give me some idea of who you are, or I'll personally remove you myself. I really, really have no tolerance for any of this, and I'm not mad. I'm just saying, you want to participate here, you've got to participate in an open way. Do I know who you are? Time for a change? Do I know who you are? At least give me that. Or how'd you find out about the channel? Come on, let him chill. No, they can chill. That's fine. It's all good, Coach J-Rom. I'm just trying to find out who they are. Because, if somebody new were to come into this channel, J-Rom, they wouldn't come in here and say, I come in peace, right? Somebody that comes in here saying they come in peace means that they've attacked me before or my people. And I have zero tolerance for that. So if you're going to come in peace, I'd like for you to at least give me an idea of who you are. Or I'll personally remove you. Check back in a little bit. Anyway. Eli got a request from someone who wants to be unblocked. Beastmaster? Anna, Beastmaster is not welcome back here. Beastmaster is actually somebody that you know very well. Let's put it that way. I'm not unbanning Beastmaster. And if you don't believe me that I know who Beastmaster is, and you also indirectly and at one point directly know who Beastmaster is, I can show you proof behind the scenes. I mean, if Beastmaster wants to show me good faith and send me a $100 donation to prove that he's otherwise, then he's not welcome back. And I'm not sitting here trying to force him to do that. I'm just saying, I'm really not here to play games. And I'm just chilling. I'm having a nice walk. I know lots of people are trying to come back. And I gotta make every decision count for the future of my business and my brand here. And I'm sorry if my decisions don't coincide with how you folks feel about these people. But yeah, a lot of these people have been given many chances. And in some cases, it's not even worth another chance. I've seen that. Anna, let me put it to you. You know Beastmaster very well. Let me put it to you that way. Beastmaster is a sock account of someone you know very well, Anna. I hope that allows you to figure out who Beastmaster is. And he's probably getting off on me just talking about this, and I really don't care. I'm just making you folks aware here in the chat. Well, I'm taking a nice stroll on the trail here. Let me see. I've seen that name banned somewhere. Let me see here. Give me a second. What else is going on in the chat? Yes, I do know you. Time for a change. Time for a change. I'm going to give you literally 5 minutes to identify who I know you as. And sir or ma'am, if you're someone that's been repetitively banned here in the past, then you're going to keep on getting banned. Let me make it very clear here, okay? I understand why some of these people are trying to even get me to talk about them. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I'm not here to play this game, and I'm not upset. I'm just saying that there are some people that will never come back because they're here for the wrong reasons. They're here because there's some other incentive for them to be here. Let's just put it that way. I come from BL side. Okay, hold on a second. If you come from Lauren's side, then what is your purpose of being here? Again, I'll give you another 3 minutes, 3 minutes to identify how you're known as on your main account out here on YouTube, or I will personally remove, or I'll give Coach J-Rom the honors. I'm sure he would love the honors. Maybe they are like us and they're tired of all the BS, like Anna says. It could be. Could be, Anna. But if that's the case, then there's no reason to hide in plain sight. I'm not here to play these games where people that want to come to the good side of things want to remain anonymous because they don't want other people to attack them, right? All you have to do is ignore those people like we do, even if you use your actual YouTube account. That's all I'm saying. It's like if you're truly ready to rise above everything and not care about what other people say or think about you, you come out here under your main account and we can hang out, right? I mean, if not, then I just highly assume with a great degree of accuracy that you're just here to play games. And I'm not. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? Dusty's girl says, hey, at Lewis. So time for change. It's a little bit windy here, but not as windy as the strong wind the other day. Can you folks still hear me okay right now? The wind is about 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe 20. Typically, that amount of wind, this windscreen can handle it pretty well. I'm doing great day, Lewis. Great job on your live stream earlier today. It was a great pleasure to be in your chat for a bit as I was making coffee this morning. Hanging out with my lady before she headed back. Before she left. I'm glad to see that your internet connection is working better since we got you that Wi-Fi extender, bro. Hats off to you, bro. Let's keep moving forward, all right? Okay, it's Southsider. Who's Southsider? I don't know who Southsider is. Can somebody tell me who that is? Southsider, I really don't know who you are. I think I may have run into you one time. Are you, with no disrespect intended, you know I love everyone, but I got to be careful with what I say. I love everyone. Are you the African-American gentleman? Is that who Southsider is? The African-American gentleman? J-Rom, time for a change? Yeah, dude, I think I may have seen you on one or two streams briefly over the last year or so, but you and I never really talked. We never had been on a panel or anything like that. If that's the case, bro, then welcome aboard. And I would be open to chatting with you even on your channel. I think I know who you are now, but we don't have a whole lot of history because we never talked. I think you were talking with them about me for a little while, some other people out here on YouTube, but I never really even talked about you, but I did hear about you. Yeah, somebody fill me in, J-Rom. Fill me in, brother. Am I still coming through okay? There's a little bit of wind. Nothing the windscreen can't handle, but I just want to make sure the audio and video are good. Oh, boy. We got a big traffic jam on Highway 101. There must be an accident. Well, it is getting closer to rush hour. It's almost 3 o'clock here, it's probably 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific here. There's got to be an accident. That's still too much traffic for right now. Welcome, Southsider. Congrats for the escape. I've interacted with him a few times. Not a bad person, just in on the drama. No problem. Maybe he's had a change of heart. J-Rom or Southsider, are you the African-American gentleman I think I know who you are. I think I've seen you a few times in the past. And if you're, God dang it, the chopper flying up above is really loud. I get distracted very easily. If you're who I think you are, I don't think you're a bad dude. I think you have some great great points that you make, and you have a great radio voice. I'd love to work with people like that, but I'm trying to remember, is that who you are? I'll look you up when I get back to my laptop at my place. I'm Chicano. Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool. You know, it's funny, Southsider. You know, my younger days, I have lots of different friends, multicultural, right? I had some Hispanic friends in my younger days, and they're like, what do you call Greek people? Do you call them Greekan? No, we're Greek. It's not like Chicanos like Mexican, right? People from Mexico are Mexican, right? People from Greece are not Greekan, we're Greek. I was actually born here, but my family, my mom and dad were born in Greece, and they came here and had my brother and I here, but I'm Greek. I'm Greek, not Greekan. I got a good laugh out of that in my younger days, I'll tell you. Well, that's cool, man. That's cool. Are you still running? You run some panel shows, don't you, Southsider? Oh, he's a biker. Cool. Even better. Yeah, my girlfriend. My girlfriend knows a lot of bikers, including a lot of Hell's Angels and stuff like that. She's really good friends. It's nice to know biker friends, or have biker friends, right? Nicest guys in the world, until if you harm women or anything, these guys are all over you, and they should be. Because no man should be putting their arms on a woman. Unless you're defending yourself if she's coming at you. You know what I mean? Once in a while, when I have time, I work a lot. My motorcycle shop. Awesome. That's cool, man. Well, let me ask you this. I'm just curious. Now we're all good. Thank you so much for being here. My apologies for saying I was going to ban you earlier. You got to be very careful nowadays when you're trying to remove all the negativity to move forward in a positive way. You can never be too careful, right? But my apologies to you on that. I'm just curious to know, because it's been a learning experience for all of us here that have dealt with BS and crap out here on YouTube. What made you feel like you wanted to get away from all of that? All right. And hey there, Mrs. Shangy, how you doing? Yeah, there was a mass confusion happening, or that happened yesterday, regarding what I thought was already pretty much set in stone. And then I said some things based on the third-party communication you sent to someone else behind the scenes. And then Patrick, the Mad Shangy, I didn't even look. I was sent a screenshot that Shangy made a community post pretty much going off on me, and I was like, all right, what the hell is going on here? I didn't even do anything, right? I was just, talking with somebody associated with him that said, hey, he wants you to go on his channel, he'll moderate you, and we can talk on a panel. Ma'am, I was just taking what you were saying at face value. But here's the thing. Before, and I didn't even know I had Mad Shangy Army 2 blocked here. But if he is, I have no problem blocking him. Maybe one of my mods blocked him. I don't know. I don't remember blocking him because he was chatting in here a few months ago on the main Mad Shangy Army channel. And now there's like 5 Mad Shangy Army channels. I guess when you're that controversial and you know you get shut down, you know, at some point you got to have lots of backups, right? Jesus, these planes are flying over today. That's that nice plane that sounds loud, that nice jet flying into the San Carlos private airport. Yeah, lots of traffic on the 101 today. There's got to be an accident. It's crawling. It's a good thing I no longer have a commute. Like back in the days when I was working in the corporate world, I was stuck in this shit all the time. Bay Area traffic sucks. Now they are putting more and more express lanes here. But to use those express lanes, man, I'll tell you, they're not cheap. In some areas, it's like $7 to $10 to go like 5 miles to bypass traffic, man. But at least there's the option. And what happened, you know, they're turning our diamond lanes, known as our carpool lanes, into, you know, fast track lanes, express lanes, where you have to pay with your electronic toll pass, right? And fast track hours are 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. And so it's different than it used to be with carpool hours. Carpool hours were 5 a.m. to, I think, 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and then 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. And from like 9 or 10 a.m. until 3 p.m., anyone could use the carpool lane. Now you can't use the carpool lane all day unless you have a fast track. And so it's really affecting traffic. They want people to pay more money to drive. There's 4, says Mrs. Shangy. Well, yeah. There's a reason why there's 4. He's going to probably need all those backups based on how controversial he is. I mean, no problem. I actually agree with a lot of the things that Shangy says. It's just the way that he says things unfiltered at times don't make the YouTube artificial intelligence happy, Mrs. Shangy. You know what I'm saying? You've had to deal with the YouTube artificial intelligence a time or two in the past yourself, right? The YouTube AI loves me. It's like the YouTube AI is my best friend because I treat the YouTube artificial intelligence with respect. I'm very respectful, professional, and mature to the YouTube AI, Mrs. Shangy. Time for a change, says Southside. Well, I heard your comment yesterday about true patriots are not Trump supporters, and I'm Hispanic and support Trump, and I disagree. So I figured we could have a conversation. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to do a panel on this, I'd be happy to do a panel on it. I'd rather do it on someone else's channel than any of mine, because it would be a pretty controversial topic, to the point of where I wouldn't even want to talk about that on Coach Eli 2 uncensored live streams, because I am going to monetize that channel as soon as it qualifies. But yeah, I'd be happy to, you know, talk about that. You know, I'm not saying 100% of the people that support Trump are not real patriots, but the majority are not, based on their behavior. In my opinion, of course, it's just my opinion. You know, everyone is entitled to their own opinion or opinions, right? But yeah, we could talk about it. If you guys want to do a show, J-Ram, if you want to host a panel on this, we could definitely talk about it. Are Trump supporters true patriots? Are they real conservatives? Or are they on the alt-right? Is there a difference between, you know, how people think on the West Coast and the East Coast, or the Midwest and the South, right? There's a huge difference because we're all raised differently. We're in a different environment. It's a different demographic. And that's where I feel a lot of our differences are at. Like Jaron was saying behind the scenes the other day, California seems to be like a whole new world. It's like a country within itself. Maybe you're right. But I like living here. I like the way things are here. I'm very happy here. Yeah, it costs a lot more. You pay a lot more for things, but, you know, haven't you folks heard of the phrase, you get what you pay for, right? And I was born and raised in this environment. So, you know, it's like, I don't, you know, I've been in other environments on vacation, don't get me wrong. But I don't really know those environments too well. So yeah, let's talk about it one of these days. Let's do a panel show on it. Maybe we could set that up for sometime over the weekend or early to mid next week. All right, let me see here. He wasn't mad at you. He was frustrated because he couldn't talk for himself in the chat. He just wants to hear from you directly. That was my bad. Okay. Well, yeah, no, I understand that, Mrs. Shangy. But, I mean, he could have actually reached out to me directly and not made a big spectacle about it on a community post. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not upset. I'm not triggered. I'm just saying that, you know, people make honest mistakes. You know, I was talking about unbanning him. I just hadn't gotten to it yet. I didn't even realize he was banned on Mad Shangy Army 2 on any of my channels, right? And, you know, he could have contained his emotional self-control, you know, his emotions, right? And said, hey, can you check with Eli and see why I'm still banned? Instead of making a big public spectacle about it, right? That's all I'm saying, Mrs. Shangy. Again, I understand everyone reacts differently to things. I'm really looking to work with people that are not going to react in those ways and get triggered that easily, you know, anymore. We've all gone through our triggerings out here on YouTube over the past several years. You know, I'm done with that. I want to handle things like I've always said, respectfully, professionally, maturely, right? Laugh about it all you want, but it's the truth. It's the absolute truth. Let me reset the chat. I think it froze here. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. All right, we're back. We are back. There we go. Hey, Ann, this is Mrs. Shangy. Coach Eli says, I deal with traffic every day, everywhere. Yeah, you're a truck driver, brother. But you're getting paid for that, brother. You're getting paid. But you also love the road, J-Ram. If you didn't love the road, if you didn't love what you do, J-Ram, you wouldn't be doing it. Like, truck driving is a cool job, man. You get to experience the road head on. You get to tour everywhere, stop at all these cool places to eat, right? And see things. And you get to deliver things to keep America going, man. You're part of keeping the economy going. Yeah, I mean, you know all this shit. You don't need me to tell you about it. But if you didn't love what you do, you wouldn't do it. Just like, you know, with me out here on YouTube, if I didn't love what I do, I wouldn't do it. Let's see here. Mr. Shangy, he is, but I'm really proud of him. He has moved away from drama. Oh, I have. Oh, have I? That was one thing you were right about. You know your AdSense. You told me yourself, or at least you told me like several months ago when you were, you know, chatting in here, Mrs. Shangy. You've told me yourself you've been removed a few times. Remember, I wasn't paying attention to anything over the last year. I like removed myself. Yeah, every now and then I'd call a few people out from that other side, but I was completely done with it. Then I got involved a little bit again because people started coming back, and I needed to explain to people what was going on. But yeah, no, honestly, I have not paid attention to anything that you and Shangy and many other people have done for the last year and a half or so. I've been trying to rebuild, started a new relationship 8+ months ago. I've been I've been pretty swamped. I know you're giving me shit, and that's fine. I can take it, right? Right, isn't that right, baby? That's right, yeah. Anna says, even if you don't move out of Cali, you should definitely travel across the states just to visit. I have visited some of the states, and I plan on visiting more states. Wow, there's a little bit of wind here, folks. I don't know if you can hear me. I plan on visiting all 50 states. Sometime in the next 5 years, I'm going to take 3 months, and my lady and I are going to tour all the states. Once this business takes off and it funds itself, her and I are going to take 3 months off, and we're going to travel. It's going to be during the summer because we don't want to deal with snow and shit like that. But we're going to travel through every state. We're going to broadcast live pretty much every step of the way. That should be fun. So yeah, no, that makes sense, Anna. I do plan on doing that. But I have been to other states. I have been to, Arizona, Oregon, Nevada. Have not been to Washington. I will get out to Washington at some point. And I'll get out to, the rest of them at some point. Sounds good, says time for a change. All right, bro. Email me at Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com, Southsider. And send me also your channel, your main channel link. So that way I can make sure that is unbanned. And I can catch up on what you've been talking about. And we'll make it happen, man. I look forward to it. We'll have a civil discussion on it. Not a debate, a discussion. I'll share more about the difference between discussions and debates in a little bit. It's part of the topic here coming up once I get through the first part of the show. Just a lot to talk about lately. So I've been taking the first parts of these shows and, talking about some community news and working things out with great people out here on this amazing platform they call YouTube, right? The new Hollywood. Got somebody coming behind me. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to communicate with him before he posted that, but now you guys can connect. Well, I'll tell you what, Mrs. Shangy. Since you're the Mrs., right? If you can have him email me at Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com from his main email. I know which one it is, so I know it's him. He's had that email for years. It's his main email. It's not even a Gmail account. You know what I'm talking about. Have him email me, and I will respond to him, and we will talk. I just want to see an act of good faith, because if he initiates it, at least it's showing me that, hey, okay, he's ready to talk. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem reaching out to anybody. I just, I want to respect the dude and go at his pace, right? I just want to, work at his pace, at his level. No big deal. You know what I mean? Give me a second here. Beautiful day today. Minus the haze, the slight haze. But the weather is really, it's nice. It's a little windy, but not as windy as it was the other day where you couldn't hear me, Has the audio been pretty good for the most part today? Can somebody let me know in the chat, please? Let me reset the chat because I think the chat's starting to freeze again. All right, we should be back live. Let me catch up on the chat. Let's see. Mrs. Shangy, oh yeah, multiple times. Mrs. Shangy, I would make good donations for the drama and lose the entire channel. Well, yeah. Yeah. I was really trying to help you, Mrs. Shangy, back then. I know you know that. I don't throw things in people's faces. I'm not. I really want to see everyone succeed, honestly, despite anything that's happened in the past, right? And, yeah, I saw some things that, I could have helped seeing. A lot of times YouTube, even if you tell YouTube to not recommend channels, people create new channels, they still associate those channels with you and recommend you their stuff, right? So I saw a few things happen, but not a whole lot. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, these people are building up all these channels to violate the terms of service and have them shut down. All that hard work, But, I kept my nose out of it and did my own thing. Like I said, I hardly saw anything for the last year to year and a half. I just completely tuned it out, unless YouTube would recommend it to me after me telling YouTube to not recommend me, those channels. Look at this. Hello, birdies. They're not even trying to fly away. Look at that. Look at that. Like, I guess they trust me. They've seen me here. They know I'm in their home. Look at that. I'm literally like right next to this bird. They're just hanging out on the trail with me. There goes one. Bye-bye. And there goes the other. They hung out with me for a bit. That was pretty cool. So Anderson 40 states, it was absolutely a life-changing experience. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Hey, babe, how's it going? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Had a great time with you last night and this morning. We talked about a lot of things, and I look forward to, doing your interview. We're going to start recording the interview with my lady sometime this coming week. It's going to be a 3-part series, 1 hour each part for 3 hours total. It's going to be pre-recorded. It's funny, today I was talking with my lady, I was making her aware of the repercussions of putting this stuff out there, right? And for now, we're going to protect her identity, but I also told her that, eventually when, you do go public down the road, when we build this thing, right, and you're working closer with me and running the business with me, these people are going to look you up, so might as well be transparent about everything. And she was going to anyway, right? But I said to her, look, they're going to scrutinize you. They're going to scrutinize me for being with you. They're going to scrutinize you for being with me. They're going to dissect this every way to Sunday, right? Every which way, each and every way to Sunday, however the hell you say that phrase, right? Because my lady's been wanting to do some live streams and stuff like that, right? And I told her, I think we should do this pre-recorded. And then today she's like, I think you're right. Let's do it pre-recorded. All right, baby. Baby, I'm not trying to tell you what to do at all. I'd love to have you on every one of my live streams. It'd bring great value, right? But again, and until we're ready to risk you getting doxxed and dealing with more shit, this is the way we got to do it. And my lady realized that we had a great conversation today over coffee. And, yeah, we're going to be doing the interview this coming week. We're going to record it. And we don't know when we're going to release it. Maybe by this coming weekend or the following week, or maybe we'll release it the same week. We'll figure it out. But it's coming. He made a new post to you this morning about it. I don't know if you saw it. He tagged. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, Mrs. Shangy. I was spending time with my lady, and then I had to prepare for this stream. And another stream I'm going to be doing tonight. I haven't put it out yet. I'm going to be doing another stream tonight on Coach Eli 2 on Sensor Live Streams. And my lady sent me this article I'm going to be going over, plus 3 additional great Reddit stories with another topic that you're going to also like, babe, my lady, and you folks will like it too. My lady sent me an article regarding a dude that made this woman pay for the entire second date, and then the woman ended up crying. Interesting story. We're going to share that tonight, and I'm going to put my spin on it on Coach Eli too. I'm not quite sure what time that stream will start. I have not put it out there yet. I've got everything set, the thumbnail and the background for the show and all that stuff, and all the other Reddit stories. Everything's set to go. I just need to create the stream when I get back and figure out a time. So look for that on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams later tonight. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams. The link is below in the description, or night by the sharing the link every 7 minutes here in the chat. Subscribe, bang the bell, and select the notifications so you don't miss anything. I will check out Shangy's community posting later today. Michael Portnoy. Fan club you could visit with an RV. Visit individual states. We will have meetup with subscribers. Yeah, that might be a good idea. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to tour the states with an RV. I think a regular passenger car or SUV is the best way to do it. But SUVs are going to cost a lot in gas, so, you know, my Honda gets about 35 miles per gallon on the highway, so on average. So, you know, it would probably be in a passenger car. But yeah, not a bad idea, Michael. Yes, or his Hotmail account. Yup, okay, that's right. Okay. Welcome back, RMP. Hey, Michael, says Anna. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Yeah, I heard you already shared some of my part of my story. Well, you know, babe, the last almost 100 episodes of my Walking with Purpose series, you know, I was sharing a lot of the story, but it's in pieces. People would have to listen to, you know, Jesus, like 40 or 50 different streams that are about 2 hours long. We're going to put everything all in one shot. Then trust me, people will tune in. Were you talking about the past, babe, where I shared it on my past walking streams many months ago when we first started seeing each other? Let me know. And be honest, babe. You know, even me talking about it did help you work through a lot of things. At least, you know, be honest about it so that people can see the reason why I talk about these things. It does help people. There's a lot of value here, and it can help change your life, change your attitude, and turn things around, right? I'm going to go off the air for a second and reset the chat. I think it's frozen again. All right, we're back. No, earlier today on this stream? Earlier today, babe? Or are you talking in person when you and I were together in person? I didn't share really anything about you during the beginning of this stream unless I flipped my marbles and I forgot about it. I don't know what you're talking about. When we were together, babe, or what? I'll tell you later. Fair enough. All right. Time for a change, Southsider. I'm looking forward to having a conversation. I'm chatting while working, bro. That's awesome, man. Great. Just reach out to me, Coach Eli at coacheli@eliasmelas.com, and we'll make it happen. Maybe we can do it sometime over the weekend or this coming week. Maybe J-Ron can host it, or you can host it, Southsider, or you know, someone else. This is definitely something I would want hosted off of my platform. I hate when women respond like that, LOL. No, I do too, bro, but you know what? I've learned to deal with it. Because I didn't do anything wrong. As long as I know I did nothing wrong, it's all good. I'll talk with my lady later. It's not a big deal. Women have their moments, right? Sometimes they, you know, sometimes they hear things that haven't been said, you know. They're emotional beings, for Christ's sake. Let's leave it at that. Not for the public. Oh, you're talking about behind the scenes. You're talking about behind the scenes? I didn't really even share much behind the scenes either. All right, well, we'll talk about it later. It's all good. It's all good. J-Rom would be good if he's down. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd love to have J-Rom on that panel as well. Michael Portnoy says, my women always tell me, I'll tell you when you get home. Right. And then it's some BS just to get you to call them, right? When you're going to call them anyway, right? Like, you're trying to get my attention. You already got my attention, for Christ's sake. You don't have to, I'll tell you later. I'll keep you in suspense. You know, okay. Man. All right. So I'm at the end of the first side of the trail, and I'm actually feeling decent. Feeling pretty good today. By the way, babe, not that I should put this out publicly, but I did have a very nice number 2 after you left, and I'm feeling empty, and I feel good. I feel incredible. There's somebody coming here on a mountain bike, a dirt bike. So I'm going to come down here. Yep. And he's going to want to ride his bike right up to the observation deck. So a good thing I left. Sit down here for a second. All right. My channel is not big enough. Have you done live streams on your channel? Haven't you done live streams on your channel before, Southsider? But yeah, no, we could do it on J-ROMs. Let's do it on J-ROMs. I try to diversify content. It's not only that, you know, it's too hot for anyone on my channels. It's just that I don't want to put everything on my channel. I want to spread the love amongst as many YouTubers as possible. That's the way we all grow exponentially together, you know? But anyway. All right. All right, let's get right to it, folks. I'm going to start walking. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from the San Francisco Bay Trail here in beautiful Redwood City, California, where it's about 75 degrees, little windy, wind about 10 to 15, maybe 20-mile gusts, 10 to 15 miles per hour or 20-mile-per-hour gusts, which is what I'm trying to say. This is episode number 283 of these, and the topic is how to win every argument. How to win every argument. Use this one trick. One more time. How to win every argument. At every argument. Use this one trick. So when I created this stream earlier today, and I shared it in the Coach Eli private Facebook group chat for moderators, Coach J-Rom came back and said, you know, how to win at every argument. The only way to win is to not argue. Yeah, that's a simple answer. All right, thank you for coming. Have a great day, everyone. No, just kidding. There's more. There's a lot more to it that I have to say regarding it. But Jerem is right. Like, you know, how to win at every argument is to not have an argument in the first place. But there are many cases in today's day and age where no matter how much you try to avoid arguments or debates and stuff like that, you're going to come across people that are going to push your buttons. They're going to jerk your chain, right? Especially if you're out here like on a shared platform like YouTube. People do that all the time. People also do that in real life, right? You know, have you ever been on a YouTube live stream or had a discussion with somebody in person and you have a difference of opinion and you're being cool about it, but they come back and say, come on, dude. Come on, dude. You don't know how to debate. You can't debate any topic. You have no debating skills, right? You ever had somebody come back at you in that way after you shared your opinions about something in a respectful and mature way? And in a way where you were more so just looking to have a discussion, a civil discussion, and they tried to flip it on you and turn it into a much or, you know, a debate, right? All right, folks, we're back. All right, folks, we are back. All right, yeah, my lady sent me a message privately behind the scenes. I understand now, baby. All right. Baby, I had no idea, you know, that's something that you never explained to me in the way you just did. So I'll be much more careful the next time, okay? I still don't think it's really that big of a deal, but, you know, I respect your wishes. That's cool. We will have to agree to disagree. Right, says Anna. You know, I've never been the type of guy, I got cut off, I was saying, I've never been the type of guy that likes to debate. I like to discuss things. I like to have civil and reasonable discussions, because if you turn it into a debate, it becomes more of a dick measuring contest, especially if you're talking with another guy and your debating skills are better than his, right? And it's not even debating skills, it's discussion skills. It's just sharing your thoughts about something and getting someone else's opinion on what you mentioned, whether they agree with your thoughts or not. Hey, dude, I disagree with you. Here's why. But hey, you know, I get where you're coming from. You know, it's all good. You have your ideas, I have mine. Cool, thanks for sharing, right? Isn't that the respectful and mature way to handle it? But people don't handle things that way, right? People don't handle things that way for many reasons. Number one, they're unhappy and miserable. They perceive the other person to be in a better place than them, so they're projecting. Or out here on YouTube, people just try to trigger, you know, other people for any reason to make content out of them to, you know, gain relevancy and make money, right? So the one simple trick, I'll give you all the answer right now, and I'll even share some examples that I've also shared in the past. The one simple trick, that will allow you to win at every argument is to never get triggered. One more time. The one simple trick to win at every argument is to not ever get triggered. Don't let anyone trigger you. If you're a guy dating a woman, never get triggered at her. If you're a woman and you're dating a guy, You can try not to get triggered at a guy. Women are very emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. So I can understand that women are going to get triggered at a natural biological level. As far as men go, never get triggered, right? And women should try to not get triggered either. I've got a great example. This also involves you, babe. I've seen you as a strong woman that's also emotional. I've seen you make great strides of improvement regarding this, and I'm proud of you. Okay, my lady and her mother are like two peas in the pod. They're exactly alike, right? But my lady, is trying to, how do I say this the right way? My lady's mother is not a bad person. She's been through a lot, and she can have an abrasive attitude at times. When I say abrasive, I ain't kidding. Right? And if you don't remember the stream I did a little over a month ago when I met her mother, we went to go meet her mother, and I was like, whoa, Jesus, man. Luckily, I'm a strong dude. I've been through a lot, and I just kind of sat there and took the beating, figuratively speaking, and I'm still here ticking, right? And I saw a lot of similarities between my lady and her mother. But my lady's been trying to break away from, the abrasive attitude that, her mother has at times, right? And whenever my lady communicates with her mother by phone, like in the past, her mother would say things and it would trigger my lady, right? And I started telling my lady, just don't let her get to you. Understand what she's going through and just kill her with kindness, right? Instead of letting her trigger you, don't let her trigger you. Just be cool, calm, and collective and say you're understanding. And that's going to trigger her that she can't trigger you. It'll trigger her more, right? And eventually she'll stop and realize that she can't trigger you anymore, right? And I'm really proud of my lady for, learning that by participating here on my channel and applying that, and it's made a huge difference in her life. Now, it's not technically about winning every argument, right? It's not even about winning. I wrote it this way because it's a topic that people are going to tune in and say, hey, how do you handle an argument? What's the best way to handle an argument? It's to diffuse the situation, kill them with kindness. Understand that the other person that's trying to argue you is not arguing you because they're really mad at you. They're arguing you because they're unhappy regarding something within themselves and they're projecting onto you. You have to learn to understand that and almost feel bad for those people, or actually do feel bad for them, right? When you understand that and they come at you the next time, you're going to be cool about it, right? Like my lady, she no longer lets her mother trigger her. Now, she'll contact me afterward and say, baby, I had a talk with my mom. I said, I'll call you in 5 minutes, babe. Anytime my lady says, I just had a phone call with my mom, it's like, okay. Clear the lanes. We need to talk, right? And then my lady will still say, man, she really pushes my buttons and this and that. And I'm like, well, you letting her get to her? No, I was really cool, like you suggested, babe. I was really cool with her. And I was just really nice to her. Then she hung up on me. But then she called me back later and apologized to me. Okay, baby. But you kept your cool, right? And eventually, the more and more you keep your cool every time you talk with her, eventually she's going to know she can't trigger you. So it'll just balance itself out. The problem will resolve itself, right? Because you're no longer feeding fuel or pouring more fuel on that fire. You're diffusing the situation, right? In essence, you're winning the argument. That's not even really considered an argument, but you know what I'm saying, right? In essence, you're winning the argument because you're not feeding into it. You're being strong and not getting triggered. I will tell you folks, I've said it before in many other streams, and I'll say it here again. You want to win every argument, figuratively speaking, right? Don't let anyone trigger you. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how much of a difference of opinion they have, right? Don't let them trigger you. I'll share another example here in just a second. How about Dion? I'm on the road. It's hard to run a panel while I'm driving. Time for a change. That would be cool too, as long as he stays on topic and not the flat earth stuff. Yeah, I don't want to hear the flat earth stuff either. Yeah, I'm not into the flat earth thing. I know the damn world is round. And if you think the earth is flat, you can take that to other guys and gals channels that are feeling the same way. Good luck. You're not going to find many because the majority of people know the damn world is round. But the earth is round. The earth is round, I mean. Sorry. But hey, like I always say, everyone's entitled to their opinions, right? Sorry, folks, got cut off. Sorry about that. I got cut off. I was showing you folks a plane and then it went out. Let me see here. I actually agree with that statement. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally says you're talking about we will have to agree to disagree. Carbon Copy says RMP. Furthermore, Brooklyn born. So RPM. Do you have Italian in you? Anna says, I don't argue, but I do voice my grievances in a very calm way. I know the decision is ultimately Coach J-Rom's. Well, Anna, you should have the right to have your own decision. No disrespect to J-Rom. I don't even think J-Rom has a problem with you making your own decisions. You are an individual, right? But you have so much respect for your man. You're so like I think J-Rom's more like a tradcon. I think I've said it before. I think you're a traditional conservative, like very traditional. And babe, like your parents, they have a very tradcon type of marriage, very traditional, where the woman's more like a servant, right? And I just, I don't want a woman to be my servant or for me to be her servant. I want us to be each other's other halves. I want us to be each other's, best friends and lovers. And my lady and I do things for each other. Like yesterday, she brought some nice danishes and cupcakes from a local bakery of hers in her area. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Thank you, babe. But I'm like, I really wish she wouldn't do that at times because they're very highly column. But we do things for each other. Like I take care of, she takes care of me. We take care of each other, in ways. Like it's not about me being better than her or her being better than me, or me trying to assert my power as a man over her or her trying to assert her power as a woman over me. We just get along and we respect each other as man and woman. It's just a natural thing. I could not be with a woman that couldn't speak for herself. I'm not saying that that you're not able to speak for yourself, Anna, but you're kind of saying, in other words, ultimately it's J-Rom's decision what comes out of your mouth. And I'm like, come on now. I mean, no disrespect intended to any of you. We are extremely traditional. I know, hon, I'm sorry. I'm just teasing. Oh, what were you saying? What was J-Rom saying above? Bruce Lee said it best, be like water. Okay. RMP says, no German, Puerto Rican, and some other European countries. Coach J-Rom says, you want some? LOL, just teasing. Sorry, couldn't help myself. I know I'm an asshole. I'm good with my Greek God, says RMP. Well, it's funny, babe. I'll say this. And you can ask Mrs. Shangy because we're probably going to We'll figure things out. Maybe after all, this may end up working out with Mr. and Mrs. Shangy here. That would be fine, right? Mrs. Shangy used to tell me, like, all the women that we used to associate with over the last several years on YouTube, they used to all call me the Greek god. And now you call me your Greek god because I guess I am your Greek god, right? But even though a lot of guys in my position would say there's plenty of me to go around for all the ladies, I'm a one woman man. Like, the only woman that gets the Greek god is my woman. Sorry, ladies, I know. Maybe you want a piece. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that to be cocky or arrogant or anything. I'm not trying to say that, but women are attracted to a man's confidence and a man that keeps moving forward despite any setbacks that he encounters or any setbacks that people try to do to set him back, right? Like what's happened out here on YouTube. So I can understand that. Plus, for 48, humbly speaking, I don't think I'm that bad looking a guy. I take as good care of myself as possible. That's why I walk every day. I have a nicely trimmed beard. And even though J-Rom thinks that I'm batting from the other side of the plate, when I put on some Just for Men, I think it looks good. It's all good. Batting from the other side of the plate, Coach J-Rom, you understood what I meant by that. Oh boy. I'm not a switch hitter, Coach J-Rom. We are extremely traditional, like Anna says. No worries. J-Rom says, respectfully, maturely, and professionally, my lady. Anna Ram, he does for me too, LOL. We're traditional and yet not. Okay. Yeah, you're traditional in some ways, and in other ways, you're modern or just whatever you want to be. Anna says, I'm allowed to say what I want as long as I come to him calmly and respectfully. And then Coach J-Rom says, Anna speaks freely. I don't control her thoughts, feelings, or emotions. Her actions, on the other hand, are mine to decide. Well, Coach J-Rom, if you two have that understanding where your woman's actions are for you to decide, then that's all good for you folks. If it works for you folks, I'll just tell you. Most women would not... Well, let me ask my lady. Baby, let me ask you a question. Would you want me to be in control of your actions, baby? Or are you happy, deciding for yourself what the best actions are for you to take? Maybe I might have a little influence on you, but ultimately, isn't it your decision regarding the actions you take? I'm just food for thought. I'm just putting it out there. I'm like, everyone's different, right? If it works for you, it works for you, right? I'm just saying, like, for me, I love being with a woman that takes her own actions, speaks for herself, takes her own actions, and is still respectful to myself, but I'm also respectful to her. This topic is where my lifestyle plays a role. When everyone knows their place, there's no argument to have. No, that's true. No, I understand. I understand, the type of relationship that you and Anna have. And again, I've never been here to tell people what to do. I've always, been here to help people get what they want. Right? And then I just share my opinions. And my opinions are typically based off of the opinions of the majority, like how the majority is regarding this, right? It doesn't mean what you're doing is wrong. It means that it works for you. While it may not work for me and the majority, it works for you, and that's all that matters. And that's awesome. That's great. I personally, if I had an overly submissive woman, I would get really bored because I'm like high energy. Like, I like my woman being a bit feisty at times because then I can use my manhood to, put her back in her place. That's figuratively speaking, baby. You know what I'm saying, right? Oh, shit. I'm going to be in the doghouse tonight. Well, I'm in the doghouse anyway. My lady's not at my place anymore. We'll probably hang out later this weekend or early next week again. Yeah, it's still a bit overcast. If I show you folks up above, I don't know if these are clouds or it's fog or whatever. It just seems really hazy up above. I bet you later on in the afternoon, it'll be nice and bright. I mean, it's not really, really dark or anything, but it's not as bright as it would be if this haze wasn't clouding the Bay Area. Anna speaks freely. I don't control her thoughts, feelings, or emotions or actions. On the other hand, our mind decide. I read that earlier. Okay, cool. So, a couple more examples regarding the topic. How to win at every argument or any argument, right? Like I said earlier, the number one thing, the number one secret, the number one tip I can give you folks is to not get triggered. That's it. Just don't get triggered. Don't lose your emotional self-control. Don't lose your shit, in other words, right? And the perfect example, I'm going to say again, I mentioned this a few times in some recent videos, but it makes sense to once again mention this here today because it can really help people. A little over a year ago, I think it was a year, maybe closer to a year and a half or so, I went on this channel, and there's a channel called Rogue Internet Man. Had about 21K subs at that point, and they were kind of a drama channel, but the guy running that channel was dissecting other channels on YouTube, and he pretty much did a pretty good job at dissecting people, right? And he at one point had said he wanted to talk with me, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm willing to come on. Now, I already knew what was going to happen. I prepared myself. I knew that people that used to come at me were going to give him all the cringy, fake past information. So this guy has an ammo sheet to attack me on the show, right? I already knew what this dude was going to do, right? So why did I decide to go on this show? I decided to go on this show to prove to myself and to other people that I'm strong and I can turn this shit off and I can ignore this and not let it get to me and show that I can win an argument by not arguing and by not getting triggered, right? I go on the show and it was just Rogue, the channel owner, and a female co-host. They asked me a few soft questions trying to love bomb me and ease into it, right? Then they started asking me some more hardcore questions that other people that they got information from used to come at me with in a fake way in the past, right? And then they started bringing more people on the panel, right? They brought on a total of I think it was 7 or 8 people besides me. And they were all coming at me for 2 hours straight. They were coming at me. And every time they would say something ridiculous that they were hoping would trigger me, right? All I would say in a calm voice was, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. I think I said the phrase, that's your opinion, during that show about 100 times or more. To the point of where after 2 hours, because Rogue Internet Man couldn't trigger me not only by himself, but bringing on like 7 or 8 other people. These people gang attacked me on a live stream trying to trigger me, and they couldn't get to me, right? I didn't let them get to me, right? So what happened? Because Rogue couldn't trigger me along with his 7 or 8 other friends, drama friends, right? Rogue got triggered that he couldn't trigger me and kicked me off his own show. I didn't leave his show. I would have stayed another hour or 2 to prove a point, right? So what happened there, right? I won the argument. Now, I don't know if I even consider it an argument. Yes, it was a debate, fight, whatever you want to call it, right? They were coming at me, right? But deep in my head, I know I won. And everyone that has to have a brain knows I won. Why did I win? Because I didn't get triggered. And he got triggered. Right? He tried to trigger me. He tried to antagonize me, to create content off of me based on what other people had told him. He didn't even know me that well, right? And, you know, most other times when he's done this to other people, he was able to get to them, but he couldn't get to me. And he really wanted to get to me because, you know, he had heard the story about me through other people. He also knew I was from the Bay Area, and us people here in the San Francisco Bay Area, we're highly scrutinized. We're very highly scrutinized because of where we live and our lifestyle and all that, right? So he really wanted to get to me, but guess what? He couldn't get to me. I didn't get triggered, and that triggered him, right? And no matter what anyone says, right? There were people that were saying, oh, you know, Rogue destroys Eli, right? People made videos on this saying Rogue Internet Man destroys Eli. How in the hell did he destroy me when he got triggered for not being able to trigger me and kicked me off his own show? I'd love an answer to that question. You know, I was saying back then to anyone that created a video on that, right? Those people to this day still haven't answered that question because they're not going to answer a question when all of them are just creating fake instigated drama, right? But the point of the matter is this: I kept my cool. I won the argument because I did not get triggered. I did not let anything they said faze me. And I went into it knowing what I was getting into, right? Another thing, folks, in today's day and age, I've always said be proactive more than reactive. If you're prepared in life for any situation, like I was before I went on that show, I expected it, then you're going to know how to handle yourself. You're going to go into it not being caught off guard. It's the same thing with you, babe. I'm trying to prepare you for what's going to happen, even if we do a pre-recorded video and put out your story. I'm trying to prepare you and say, these crazy people that have been trolling me for a while, even though they've kind of backed off, they'll be back for this, and they'll try to talk smack, and they're going to try to say shit about you and shit about me, right? And if I prepare you for this and you understand why they're doing it, you won't feed into it, neither will I, and they'll get nothing. And we're going to win the argument because we're not getting triggered, right? And they're going to try so hard to trigger us, right? They're going to try to scrutinize what you've been through and what I've been through, right? When the truth of the matter is they're just projecting their unhappiness, right? As long as we understand that and we handle it maturely and don't get triggered, we will win the argument every time, because it's not even really an argument. You have a choice. All right, we're back. We're at an hour and 20 minutes. We're at an hour and 20 minutes, so I got cut off. Yeah, I don't argue women. Period. It's pointless. There's no point to arguing women. But quite frankly, I don't even argue men anymore. Like, a lot of guys think it's not manly if you can't stand up for yourself to a man or argue a man. No, I think the stronger man is the one that just says, you know what, dude, fuck you. I'm not going to get sucked into your bullshit. I don't have time for this. Right? And you don't even have to say fuck you to them out loud. You say fuck you in your head to them, and you're like, dude, listen, I don't want to be a part of this. It's not for me, you know? Like, this is BS. I'm out, right? And that might trigger them, right? And they might continue to try to suck you back into whatever they were trying to get you to do, right? But you stay strong, and you just ignore them. And don't let them get to you. You will win the argument every time, right? And maybe they're going to keep chasing you. And when guys chase other guys, try to get their attention, that's really pathetic, right? It makes them even look worse, right? If you're strong, emotionally strong, whether you're a man or a woman, and you don't let people trigger you, and you think about why people are coming at you before you decide to react or not react, you will not react every time, or at least you will respond the mature way, and you'll kill them with kindness, and you will win every time. And it's not even about winning a prize or winning at anything except your sanity, right? Your sanity. Respectfully, until a ring is on my finger, I will spend my money how I want. Here's the thing, babe. Even when there's a ring on your finger, you can spend your money any way you want regardless. Here's the thing. Like, my lady and I, we have our own money, right? And I've told her, eventually, our money's going to, we're going to be pooling it together, right? But I'm not going to sit there and, tell her that she can't buy this or that. I mean, if she goes insane and puts us in the poorhouse, I'll step in. But, I like buying new clothes every now and then, and so does she. My woman is very reasonable with how she spends money. She's very reasonable, right? So, babe, even when that day comes, I will never tell you how to spend your fucking money, even if I'm your husband. Like, I don't want to be with a woman that I have to control in any way. I want to be with a woman that can handle her own shit, right? Now, I understand that women are emotional beings and they need us emotionally at times, right? But when I say handle your own shit, I want to be with a woman that's able to make decisions for herself, regarding herself, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Now, decisions as we make decisions as a couple, that's a different story, right? We make those together. But honestly, like, I don't feel the need to tell my lady, and I've never felt the need to tell any lady I've been with in the past how to spend her money or not. Now, are there times where, based on the bills my lady has to pay, if she spends a little money where it might set her back elsewhere, sure, I'll give her my opinion on that. But I still don't tell her what to do. Because even if I do, she's going to do whatever the hell she wants. I mean, and that's just the way it is. And that's the way it is with me, right? But I also wouldn't be with a woman that's irresponsible. And my woman is very responsible. For the most part. Whoa. Look at this. That's a big bunny. That's a big, huge bunny. I don't know if you folks saw that. It took out. That's that foot-tall jackrabbit I saw the other day. That thing is running. Where you going, bunny? That's awesome that it works for you guys. That's why you and I work well together. I do discuss with Eli and get advice. Folks, I'm not going to be going on the other side of the trail today because I'm going to be doing the other stream. And I've been trying to cut down my time on the trail a little bit. So I think I've been overdoing it. So it's going to be about 3.5 miles instead of like 4.25 miles. So get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Going to be going off the air in about 10 to 12 minutes or so. That's what I assume. I mean, we're getting towards the end of this side here. Dusty's girl, I agree, Anna. Anna says, finding someone on the page as you is a huge relief. Well, here's the thing, Anna. Respectfully speaking, like your relationship with J-Rom, that's what you folks want, and you love each other, and this is what you want, and you're happy having that type of relationship. But the majority of men and women in a relationship or in a marriage are not living their lifestyle in the way that you two are, right? The majority of men and women nowadays, even if the man is the head of the household, and even if the man is the primary provider, and the woman makes money but makes less, let's say, right, for example purposes, right? I mean, we still let our women do what they want, right? It's like, if you are with a woman that is so irresponsible, and same thing with ladies on the flip side, it doesn't just happen to men with ladies. Sometimes ladies are with men that are very irresponsible financially, right? But for example purposes, if you're with a woman that is so irresponsible financially, why would you marry her in the first place? You should be seeing that shit while you're dating her, right? You're going to see that shit within the first 3 months, maybe 6 months at the most. I've seen enough data on my woman to know that she's responsible for the most part, and so am I. Do her and I, go a little overboard at times, spending money and shit? I mean, who doesn't, right? But for the most part, my lady is very, very responsible when it comes to money, right? So it's not my place to tell her how to spend her money or not, in my opinion. But if she's that irresponsible, I'd just leave her. Don't worry, baby. I'm not leaving you. You're very responsible. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's all good. I was with a dude that was extremely irresponsible with money. My husband is very responsible, says Dusty. How about you, Dusty? Are you responsible with money? I think you are. But you let us know. That's a good thing. A lot of men nowadays are very irresponsible, period. Not just with money. They're very irresponsible with the way that they carry themselves. And that's another reason why I do what I do. Get an allowance, LOL. This is how much love I have for my lady, and this is where I told her today I want to see things go. I'll share this as the final part of this show. Okay? I told her, I said, over the next 2 to 3 years, I want to take this business to a level where, we're making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing it, and we split it 50-50. And I jokingly told her, but there's a lot of truth to this. I said, babe, you quit your job at that point. We do this full time. We're making a couple $100,000 a year at least, right? And I'm giving you, half up front, right? Because if you divorce me at some point, you'll get half anyway, right? So why not give it to you up front? And it's half joking, right? I don't want to go through divorce, and I want to be with this woman forever, right? What I'm saying is that that's where I want to take our relationship. That's how much I feel for this woman. I want her to be a part of my business. I also want her to get paid exactly the same as I do. And plus, if we're living together, right, and all the money's in my bank, I don't want to feel the need like my woman to say, baby, can you give me a little money here? No, fuck that shit. I don't want to live my life that way. I want to live my life with a woman where I can say, look, baby, let's split this shit 50-50, right? Now we can put it all in one account, or we could separate it. It doesn't fucking matter, right? But I'm gonna trust you that, hey, when you need to spend money on things, you'll spend it. When you don't, you won't, right? But I'm not into that allowance kind of stuff. I don't know. It just doesn't. I feel that if you're, and this is just my opinion, no disrespect to anyone else. I feel that if you're going to be with someone and you fully trust them, you're going to trust them even with money. If not, why the fuck marry them, right? Yeah, it may be a naive thing to say in this modern world, the way things are, but that's just how I feel about it. I have my own account separate from my husband. Oh, that's cool. Excellent, Dusty's girl. Thank you for sharing that. Anna says one of the things, hang on, it's a little windy here. One of the things I was told no on was an alligator, but as a compromise, he bought me a stuffed gator. So Jaron bought you a stuffed alligator. I had a woman in high school, my high school sweetheart, loved stuffed penguins. So I went and spent $100 and got her a 3-foot tall or something. It was a big ass penguin at a store called FAO Schwartz. They're no longer around. This was back like in the early 90s. It cost $100. In today's money, it would be like a $500 penguin. Stuffed penguin. So I get it. And it's probably pretty cute. It's a big gator stuffed animal, right? Plush toy, right? I get that because I quit my career to stay home, have babies, and take of the home. Well, then that's good. That's a fair compromise there. And see, I think your husband is very similar to me. It's just that instead of giving you half the money up front, he divvies up the payments. So that way he makes sure you stay around. I mean, that's kind of a half joke there, Dusty's girl. But I got to say, I mean, your husband's a pretty smart man. I will say, though, at this point in my life, like, I just couldn't, like, sit there and be with my lady in that same situation and give her an allowance. I would just give her half up front. Or we would just share access to the account together. And, hey, you know what? If she goes crazy and, you know, we sink like the Titanic, then we sink together. Like, you got to put your trust and faith in somebody, right? And I hope my lady understands where I'm coming from here, because it's like I don't, why am I going to be with someone for the rest of my life if I have to keep my guard up and watch every little damn thing, right? Why marry them if you can't trust them, right? I get a direct deposit. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're making me, Dusty's girl. Oh my God. This is great content. Like, this is good stuff. Good shit. Like, this, you are laughing at this. I'm not laughing at you, all right? For rich or poor, that is to grocery shop and all. I give my wife a direct deposit allowance each week. Oh my God. I'm not trying to laugh at you. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, wow. It's like a business transaction. You got to go to work, honey. You know, I'm just kind of joking, right? I know you and your husband love each other, but I'm like, he gives you direct deposit? Well, it's the modern world, Dusty's girl. Sometimes I get extra. You get extra for good behavior? Is that what happens, Dusty's girl? It depends on your behavior, right? I tell my lady, I tell other guys, you got to reward your women for good behavior, right? That's why I say, baby, when you're on your best behavior and you're not whining like a female dog, then boom, you get whatever you want. But the moment you whine, the pocketbook closes, everything closes, right? Oh, this is great. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. All right, folks, I need to wrap this up. It is getting a little windy here. I hope you've been able to hear most of the show clearly. Has most of the show been pretty clear, audio and video? I'm just curious. All right. I'm going to go off the air, come back and wrap this up. Be back in a second. We are at 95 minutes, an hour and 35 minutes, maybe an hour and 34 with the cutoffs. Be right back. All right, folks. We're back live. All right, we're back live. Yeah, pretty well, says Anna. Thank you. Yeah, it's not that windy right now. I mean, it is windy, but it's not like 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind like every day. But ooh, we just had some gusts. Maybe I'm glad I came, and my back is turned now. Maybe I'm glad I came when I came because the wind is picking up. Like, look, if I turn around here, I don't know if you can hear me as well, but there's some wind hitting me very directly here. So, and I'll show you. Like, the wind is back. Oh, came at the right time. All right, Dusty's Girl, what time are you streaming tonight? Right now it's about 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. I need about 3 hours. I will be going live on Coach Eli 2 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. I'll be on for a couple hours. I'm gonna eat first, and babe, take a little nap right now if you'd like, because I'd love for you to be at the show, and then we can talk a little bit afterwards, before I go to bed. So, all right, folks. See you all later tonight on Coach Eli 2, Uncensored Live Streams, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. I'll put out the event within an hour from now when I get home. Have a good one. See you later tonight, and as always, be good to each other. Try to catch a nice stream. All right. Love the palm tree, Susanna.